So, we are at episode 4. Avoiding the illusion of the loot, the adventurers struggle to keep their lunch down as they chase the partially visible monsters off to the river. Please comment if there's any particular parts of Torches Deep or our adventurers or the party you'd like me to give some more info, some details. Just to make these introduction bits maybe a bit more interesting. If you've got any thoughts on that, let me know. Also, I've started taking the audio tracks from these videos and creating audio only versions with some tightened up audio on there. So if you're interested, the link is in the description of this video. And from now on, there'll be a link to the audio version in the descriptions. Now we find the party deciding which door to go through as they look at the archway ahead of them.
There is an archway.
Oh, not an archway.
There's an archway. We've got an archway situation. It's made of stone, but
Yeah.
it has trees carved into it.
Is that trees or trees?
Trees. It is
I'll tell you what.
It's known in the rulebook as the tree arch.
Before I go any further, I would like Lavinia to put on the ring that we don't know what the fuck it does yet.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully find out what it does do.
Frodo, don't
I
wear
must
the
now
ring.
search
The
for it.
Constitution save. I know it's very tempting.
Right.
You are dead.
The ring is magical. The wearer gains +1 constitution and can accelerate yeast fermentation to 20 times its normal speed.
Yes.
By
What the fuck?
But just by concentrating.
That means you can make beer really quickly.
You
The
get
wearer
power of
also
push.
becomes addicted to bread and beer. You have to make a wisdom save to resist an opportunity to consume either.
Okay.
That's so
That's gonna come.
confusing. What the hell?
Right.
What was the last bit? I missed it.
+1 constitution
Yeah.
can accelerate yeast fermentation to
Yeah.
20 times normal speed. Must make a wisdom save to resist consuming bread or beer whenever the opportunity presents itself. Basically,
So if he
he's
sees,
basically addicted to bread and beer.
if he sees some
Amazing.
bread on the table, he has to eat it.
Yeah, he has to make a save, or he'll just run forward and eat it in the middle of a combat situation or something.
That's ridiculous.
I know when you
Am
picked it up,
able
I
to
read the
take
description.
the ring off?
I was like laughing my head off, but nobody knew why, and I couldn't tell anyone. It's like it's so weird.
Am I able to take this ring off, or is it one that will just permanently stay on our hand?
It doesn't say like whether it's cursed or not, but
It doesn't seem like a as such, maybe.
Well, I guess that increases your
I mean,
health.
+1 con is a good thing, isn't it?
+1
It just comes with a couple of awkward drawbacks.
yeah, but it's going to be like really exploitative if you can just keep taking it on and off, like whenever the situation requires it, and get really annoying as well because you'd be like, "I put the ring on, I take the ring off, I put the ring on, I take the ring off."
I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking more of who would rather have a +1 con ring and take the drawbacks. I'm thinking which one of us and our characters would benefit from having the +1
Yeah.
constitution.
If only
I think you can take it off, but I don't really want someone to constantly like take it on and off all the time. And
No, I wasn't thinking of that.
I'm happy for you to pass it to somebody else.
So, is anyone interested in this very strange ring?
You know what, Fancy will take the ring. If you don't want it, Fancy will have it.
Seems like his kind of thing.
Go on in, Fancy. It's all yours, Mush. What are we calling that ring, by the way? It needs a name. Ring of Weirdness?
I think Gareth gave it a name, didn't he?
I just called it the wheat ring because it had
No, really.
a symbol of intertwined wheat sheaves on it.
The Ring of Plenty.
The Constitution Ring of Weakness.
The fermentation ring. The ring of the
Long con
brewer.
ring.
I don't know.
A long con.
Yeah, the
The-
Brewer's Ring.
The brewer's ring. Yeah.
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 Makes it sound twisted.
Is that +1 to the con stat?
It'll be one to the stat, won't it?
Okay. Well, that puts me up by 1 anyway. So
I think it will come with +3 hit points as well, right? For a level 3 character. Because when you get like 1 to your con, you get +1 hit points at every level. Like, at least in 5th edition, it's retroactive, isn't it? So
okay. So
Oh, you didn't say that before. No, I don't want it
You've got
anyway.
11 hit points now. So 11.
Yeah, if he takes it off, he immediately drops 3.
Uh,
You can see how confusing it would get if you were like wounded as well, and then you took it off, and it's like, does that take it off your hit points, your maximum, and then you put it back on, and it's like, so I don't really want anyone to like constantly take it off and put it back on again.
That's right. So start taking it off and putting it back on again now.
Yeah.
See how long it takes.
It definitely has the sound of a ring that would be on some kind of magic user, because it has a bonus and this sort of awkwardness about it as well. Like that's
I think,
way more a magic
well,
user than
I think the thing is you become addicted to bread and butter. I feel like the ring is addictive. It's like you don't want to take it off after you've got used to it for a little bit. It's like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It starts to gel with you, and you're like, this is mine, and I'm going to wear it all the time, and I'm going to consume some bread and some beer. That's all I care about right now.
Consume the beer when
Oddly in our game, it's the halfling who's decided to be like addicted to the ring, whereas
And the bread and beer. It makes total
Tolkien.
sense. Right. Anyway, going through the door, you got an arch of carved trees. Do you wish to proceed?
What was it? An arch of what?
Like trees have been carved into the stone. I want to be a tree.
See
Oh
what's
wait, where's
going
area
on.
22? And actually, in front of you, just inside the door, is a sprawled corpse. Overlook that one.
Old corpse
This is
covered
a
in bread.
There's a dead body lying in front of you on the floor. Yeah.
Fancy has to eat the bread.
What is the corpse? The corpse is human then.
Humanoid, yeah. Do you wish to examine the corpse? You'll have to enter the tunnel to examine it closely. It's lying on its front, so you can't really see much. It looks like an adventurer or something, right? Like wearing like adventuring gear, some armor and stuff. It's all crapped out and old.
So, who wants to go first? Lavinia, you like spiders, didn't you?
Leather armor is fine, actually. It's not too bad.
He fucking hates the spiders. Neil will go in first and Lavinia will back her up. Hopefully someone with some light will follow. Otherwise we're doomed.
You're just gonna step around the corpse and keep going.
Examine the corpse.
Where's the corpse?
I think
So it's here, like where Link is really. Link's
Link
kind of
will
stood on
have
it.
a look. Link will have a look.
It's gonna have a little examine. It is the corpse of a dwarf. The dwarf has a big ginger beard down to his what were his knees. He's dead now. So yeah. He appears to have died from asphyxiation. There is a cord of black like string or something wrapped around his neck.
Where does the string go to? Where does it lead to?
It doesn't kind of go anywhere, but follow it around his body. Find that there are like ivy leaves on it.
Okay. Are there any ivy leaves on the walls, ceiling?
well, I'm really not keen on going this way now.
I mean,
You
he
can
died
see-
here. He didn't die past
You can
the.
see ivy leaves beyond the arch along the walls.
He's got a torch.
You can just make those out. Yeah.
In that case, if Lavinia's gonna light a torch and Neil's gonna get his hatchet out.
Imagine if we hadn't examined the corpse.
Yeah, good call.
You think we'd walk along a corridor and not suspect being attacked at some point, right?
I think we'd look at the archway.
Just beyond the archway is like lots of ivy leaves on the walls.
If we had moths. We need moths.
Yeah, if Link has a bit more of a look, is there any other clues on the body around it? Like, are there any like cord marks or whatever from where they've been strangled?
Cord mark. It's still wrapped around his neck right now.
Oh, okay, but
So
it's just
there's,
literally like just like over and over and over again,
Like
like a
it's
few
coiled
times.
around several times around his neck, and that clearly
Right.
is what has killed him.
Anything value that we can see?
So you're gonna search his body for valuable stuff.
Yeah, why not? I mean, mortal danger, but if we get out, then
You find a note in his pocket, and there's a scribbled note which reads, "The river ghouls could be tricked out of their treasure?" Question mark.
the river ghouls could
The
be
river
tricked out
ghouls.
of their treasure.
That's probably what that invisible thing was, I reckon.
Weapon. Has he got a shield? Any armor?
He has some leather armor. It's worn but serviceable if you're kind of dwarf sized.
Sort of
Uh,
dwarf size, but like light armor, is it that kind of thing?
Yeah, light armor.
Anyone need any armor?
dwarf
Too
size.
I mean,
small?
it's worth 100 silver pieces.
If no one wants it, Angry will grab it and take it as a loot.
What is
Something.
armor?
Yeah.
By grab it, you mean strip the partially decayed corpse's armor off of it. Okay, just to be clear, when you say grab it,
Clear.
make it sound like you're walking through Sainsbury's and just sort of picking off the shelf. Right? It's like pretty gruesome stuff, but yeah, you could do that.
Worth 100 silver. Probably get 70 for it.
You got a weapon or a shield?
The
No,
book
no,
says
no,
the book
cool.
says it's worth 20 silver.
20?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
right. Yeah, it's not going to.
it's been slightly
I am
used. You know.
cautiously moving Moving forward,
Okay.
Probably won't bother then.
cautiously.
Link's been getting pretty paranoid right now. He's looking all around, like ceiling, walls, like for any kind of signs of anything untowards.
Okay.
Anyone coming in?
If anybody's got a torch, you should probably go before Rolf or Vargas, which have nothing.
Okay, I'm on it.
I'm going to inspect the archway while I'm here rather than walking straight through it.
Yeah, it's pretty good craftsmanship, really. It's like beautifully, exquisitely carved, like tree limbs crossing over and making a beautiful arch.
Oh, in that case, I will note that it is a beautiful archway as I walk through the archway.
So the ivy extends for 30 feet on the other side of the archway. And as you walk past it, it lashes out and attacks you.
Shocked.
Typical.
I'm shocked.
Who could have seen that coming?
Who could have seen that coming?
Does not hit you because weirdly wearing a lot of armor somehow makes you safe from ivy. I don't know why. I guess it can't squish all the armor or something. So basically Neil and Lavinia are fighting off all these limbs of ivy that have come to life and trying to grab them.
Well, Lavinia lit a torch and Neil got his hatchet out. So Neil is trying to hack it down with his hatchet while Lavinia is trying to burn the fuck out of it.
Okay.
Would be my description.
So the fire seems to have little effect on the ivy.
Okay, so we're just going with Neil's hacking
Right.
at the ivy
He
then.
can attack the ivy, yeah.
Do you have any? Has he got any good spells or anything?
So he manages to cut a few limbs off of it, but there's a lot of it.
Can I do a counter attack? Is this a combat?
Not really.
No.
It's not really like that kind of, like it's all around you, like just trying to grab your arms and you're like trying to cut it off of you. It's not really like a normal combat situation, in my opinion.
Did Neil's hacking do any damage to what he was doing?
Quite a minimal, he cut a few limbs off of it, but yeah, it's still going strong. Like enough to prevent you from being killed by it. But yeah.
I'm thinking retreat personally, because we're in a single file corridor, really. And while I'm not dying, I would like to stay not dying.
Let's get out of here. Yeah, have we got any spells that might be useful against the vines?
Nothing I've got that I think would be of any use.
Got anything good?
And that would really work on vines, unless you want to charm them. But
What if the vines were actually made of bread?
And then Lavinia would be, then Fancy would be eating them.
Fancy.
yeah,
Fancy would eat the whole of the vines.
And you're like chomping down on it while it was strangling him.
Yeah.
yeah, we sadly got no bread-related spells, bread benders. It's not possible.
Last bread bender.
I'm surprised that fire didn't work on the ivy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised about that, you know.
Almost like it's magic.
Well, if you get a green living plant and try to set it on fire, it doesn't really burn, does it? Because it's full of water and moisture.
Yeah, you need a big fire.
That is true, yeah, that they need to be dry and they need to be dried out to burn well.
What if we just sprint through it?
But then again, if it's a living plant creature kind of thing, it would probably still be afraid of fire. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm
as
not
I said,
arguing. I'm just.
It's not that it did no
Okay.
damage, it just did minimal damage. It wasn't really very
Yeah.
effective. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Bested by some
We're retreating.
sentient ivy.
We're retreating from this hideously overpowered ivy. Where are we going to go next?
Let's do
Deep snoring noise.
What's next? Snoring noise or ivy? Or the
Well,
river,
We
I
should
guess.
just
Unless you
sprint
can think of a
past the
plan
ivy.
for the ivy.
Just run. We can't knock us all over.
I'll run through the ivy. Alright. I thought you meant just run, but let's just run away.
How thick is the ivy? Like, is it just a couple of plants at the side of the room?
Completely covers the walls for about 30 feet,
But not the floor.
but not the floor.
I don't think it's a Neil and Lavinia at the front option anyway, so that's why I'm trying to retreat. I think it needs magic or something. I've tried fire, I've tried axes to chop it, didn't really seem to do much, so
We can hear a deep snoring noise at this door, Gareth.
Yeah, still snoring.
Is it a locked door or?
Yes.
Is there any way to see, like through a keyhole or a crack or anything like that, to see what might be in there?
Yeah, I think it's dark in there, so you can't really see anything. I think when you peered under it before, you could look under the door, but you could just see like bedding and stuff a short distance away from the door.
Right, just a question so that I know this in advance. If I pick this lock, unlock the door, can I then, if I don't like what I see, shut the door and lock it again?
I don't think that's really how it works, is it, with lock picking?
Like if I can pick it open, can I pick it locked?
It's not like you've magically created a key or something, is it?
No, but like, surely it's similar technique.
I think you have to pick it again because I think once you open it, it locks open and you need the key to lock it shut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I just have to pick it again.
You would have to pick it again, so it wouldn't be. What I mean is, it would take time. You wouldn't be able to instantly lock it just because you picked it.
No, but if
It
something's
would-
deep snoring in there, I'm assuming I'm not going to wake it up simply by opening the
No.
door.
But as long as you don't wake it up, and as long as there's time, then you could lock it by picking the lock again. Yeah.
So what do you think about me picking the lock, opening the door, looking at what's in there, and if we don't like it, i.e. if it's a mutant ogre,
Give it a
Get the
try.
heavies in, get the heavies in behind Frankie, maybe.
yeah, can I get some support?
But I've got a feeling
Yeah.
the fact that that dwarf had that note talking about the river ghouls, that ivy place is the way to the bridge.
I think it is the way to the bridge. Yeah.
But let's see what happens with the deep snoring noise.
All right. So I'm gonna pick the lock then, Gareth.
Who said the ivy was the way to the bridge?
No, I think it
Oh.
is.
Do you mean because of this? Because of the message and where
Yeah,
that came
no,
from?
Because that's
Yeah.
where the
Given-
dwarf was with the message.
Yeah.
I think that,
Yeah.
and that makes
We
the
were given
most sense
directions.
as to where that's heading to.
We were given directions,
Okay.
remember, by the gnomes.
Because
and that's
over
what this
here, you can see is the where we saw the edge of the bridge.
is. Yeah, we were told about.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bridge.
yeah.
Well, anyway, these directions were there.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens with the snoring.
Right. So I'm gonna pick the lock quietly. I'm gonna open the door quietly, and I'll have a little peek in.
Okay. You can see a room. Disappears into the darkness over here. Right in front of you here is like a huge bed, and lying on that bed is a huge creature.
Is it
It is.
ogre-ish?
Yes, is he snoring?
He is snoring loudly. He is ogreish, but green and covered in spikes.
It's the mutant ogre.
And he is
I mean,
snoring.
he's too big to get through the door, so we're fine.
Is he too big to get through the door?
He is not too big to get through the door.
So what are
Yeah,
we
you can-
thinking? Are we
can come and
thinking now at least we know, and then we or are we gonna try and surprise the ogre?
Now we know. I don't remember that. Just me.
Unfortunately, now we know.
Now we know. Yeah.
I
now we
mean,
know.
if it's asleep,
Now we-
our best chance of killing it is now, but by the size of that fucker, it's probably got a lot of health points.
He's gonna take some chopping. There's no denying it.
Probably kill us anyway.
Hey guys, you know the sword? You remember this thing over here? Just completely randomly. You see where I'm pinging?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold a sword, take your across the river.
Just randomly point that out, given that we picked up that sword.
I think that was just
What
a regular
sword?
silver sword, though.
You
That
mean
was-
sword? You mean
Yeah, that-
sword that we sold? We sold last time we went back.
Yeah, I don't think that was this sword though, because that sword was just a silver sword that some random lock that skeleton had. It wasn't over the river. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong. But
I'm confused what sword we're on about then.
Was it the silver sword you were talking about, Matt?
It was, but yeah, I couldn't remember what the circumstances under which we acquired it or anything. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's carry on.
Yeah, you found it like there was this little weird guard post
Down
with a
here.
skeleton in it.
Yeah, we sold that sword when we went back to base a minute ago. Well,
You have sold it,
an hour ago.
so you don't have it anymore.
The mutant ogre guards
Don't worry about it then.
complex of slave pens and wizard experiments. Does that sound like there'd be loot?
I suppose that's the other question. Like, is this guy guarding something, or is he just like?
Well, it says the rumor we have says a mutant ogre guards a complex of slave pens and wizard experiment. Doesn't sound particularly looty, does it?
I mean, if he's guarding it, like, is it just that he's there and that's why he's guarding it? 'Cause otherwise, like, he's asleep on the job.
Well, I mean, how easily could a thief get in there while he's asleep and slit his
Fine.
throat? That's another question. Isn't it? Could kill him before he even wakes up, potentially.
Covered in spikes. that
Not,
doesn't-
I'm not suggesting that as a method of going ahead, but
The other option is I could just try and sneak past him. The
Yeah.
only problem is I don't have any light.
you could get shut off like angry Clive and Moz did in the Great Root bit. Then, though, you could get cut off from the rest of the group.
That is the risk of it, I suppose. Yeah.
I reckon if we were wanting to kill it, then probably the best action would be for someone to sneak in, like Frankie or one of the other thieves, do something like trying to slit his throat initially, and then
This is the poison moment.
one
This is the moment for the
already
poison.
taking damage, everyone else jumping in.
This is definitely the moment for the poison. Just chuck some poison in its mouth, just gently. Just like,
Drop it in.
Ever so gently.
just drop it in, yeah.
Like on a thread, like in that
Off
bond.
you go then, Matt. If you want to try that, off you go.
Very gently. It cannot be aggressive or he'll wake up.
Yeah, ever so gently. while I humiliate a person.
Shall we try this?
Like a mechanic for.
Oh, I've just thought we could totally just you could just open the door and then use telekinesis to just move it over his head and then just
Smother him with a pillow.
Telekinesis
thinking.
wouldn't have the strength to suffocate him with a pillow there.
No, but it would have the strength to lift up poison.
Poison in his mouth.
He's not face down, is he?
No, he's lying on his back, snoring.
Okay, very
I don't know about this.
vanilla.
He's a mutant ogre. I just have a bad feeling he's going to be immune to poison.
Maybe, but if we're gentle, he shouldn't notice. Also, Vargas is fucking legging it if he wakes up. So
Right, so what is the plan then? Are we going to try and poison it then, are we?
I mean,
is that definitely the plan?
it's either that or we just try and go past the ivy, really, or try and sneak past temporary and see what's there. But I think that it kind of feels like the moment has come or something, right?
I've been waiting ages to see something poisoned.
Yeah, I think it kind of feels like I want to try it, and
Go on, then.
I don't know what people think.
Rob's just like, poison, poison, poison.
Yeah, man. So Varison's going to obviously be as sneaky as he possibly can. And is he able to just kind of reach up and drip it in, put some drops into its mouth or something, or into its lips or whatever?
Not drops, the whole bottle, all of it.
Yeah, but trying to do it.
He's
Trying
going
to
to
do
try
it.
and sneak up and pour poison into its mouth while it sleeps.
Can
Is
you not?
its mouth open? I guess it's snoring, so it must be open.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
Can't the magic users do it? Is that not an option?
I don't have telekinesis.
No. Are you the only one left now? No, there's two.
Vargas can do like a ring,
Vargas
couldn't he?
can do it. However, I would like to see Varison do it. Just because if he wakes up, he's going to pummel him to the nearest wall. It will be quite funny.
Bro,
Well, I mean,
Oh, Toby,
Varison's basically if he's going to try it, and if there's any sign he's waking up, which he probably will if he, even if it sort of starts working, he's going to just peg it back to the group. But that's the idea: is it's get in, deliver it, get out.
All right, let's get some tough people in the front in case this doesn't go 100% according to plan.
I think we need to have.
Go on, Varison. You've got this. You've got
Let him-
this, mate.
Don't stand in the doorway. Let him. If
Yeah,
he's
you
going to come out,
you
let
need
him
to
come
you
into
need to
room.
get the ogre. Yeah, if you need to get the ogre here, so that we can
Yeah.
get most people around it. We need to surround it basically. So,
Will he fit through the door?
Semicircle around the door.
Yeah,
he can fit through the door.
Semicircle around the door.
Yeah, so Bull, Link,
Semicircle
Neil,
around the
Lavinia,
door.
Angry in particular.
There you go.
Just thinking as well, we ought to have used some of the poison on our weapons just before you went in, really. Bit of a shame now, but
So Varison's sneaking up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So the first thing that hits you is the stench of diseased flesh. Body is covered in pustules and all kinds of fucked up shit that's going on. These are dermatologists basically. From far away you can sort of smell cooking smells, and you can see some embers glowing further across the room, the light of which catches a glint around his neck, and you see that he is wearing a set of keys on a chain around his neck.
I mean, I could try and take the keys and not poison them, because poisoning, or trying to poison him would probably wake him up. And if he's got all this stuff on him already, like we've said, maybe it won't be effective.
You want to try and take the keys without
Yeah, I could.
poisoning him, which would probably wake him up and then kill you, rather
Yeah,
than
that's what I'm
poisoning
thinking.
him and then being able to take keys when. Oh, all right.
Because that's the thing. If
Seems a bit odd.
So yeah, but we've got two choices. Either we try the poison, and if it works, great. Maybe it hurts it, maybe it dies or
He's
whatever.
asleep at the moment.
What's that?
He's asleep at the moment.
Well,
If you
it's up
kill
to
him when he's
Varison.
asleep-
Varison can't really discuss this with anybody else. Varison has to decide what he's going to
That's
do.
true. That's true.
Is he
Sorry.
going to take the
Is it-
keys, or is he going to try to poison the ogre?
He- he hears all the arguing
It's decision
outside the
time.
room.
This is just his internal monologue. Yeah, I could poison him, but I could also take the keys. And I take the keys, but if he's poisoned, he's dead. But then what if he wakes up? Oh my god! Can't decide. Brain aneurysm.
I know, right? No, my concern is that if the poison doesn't work, then it's shit. So the only way we're getting the keys that way would be then because it'll probably wake up when we poison it. So
It might disturb his sleep. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. It might disturb his sleep,
an attempted poisoning.
and if it doesn't
Or
work, then
maybe
it's
he'll
a bit
never
scary.
wake up. Maybe it'll be fine. That all depends on the dice. All right, well, it's 11 o'clock. So should we leave this cliffhanger until next week, and then we'll see what Barrison does?
Oh,
I feel like this is the perfect place to leave it on a
probably-
cliffhanger.